There was never a rivalry like theirs. For over half a century, they hated each other, and we loved them for it.
There are really 3 shows going on in FX's March 5th debuting first installment of Ryan Murphy's Feud: camp, commentary, and craft. And it is in the latter that the stylized depiction of Joan Crawford and Bette Davis's Hollywood scorched earth battle truly excels. Which is why, no matter the other shortcomings of Feud, Bette and Joan, of which there are more than a few, there is little doubt that stars Jessica Lange and Susan Sarandon will be competing themselves for a Best Actress win at this year's Emmys, in what will undoubtedly be a far friendlier competition than the one for the 1962 Academy Awards and other recognition that played out in real life and on-screen in Feud between Crawford and Davis. To paraphrase Sarandon's Davis, these broads are at the top of their considerable game in Feud.
Bette, Joan.
Regardless if tales of Tinseltown trench warfare from an era long gone by interest you in the afterglow of this year's Oscars or not, you should watch the 8-episode Feud for its leads alone. Because from what I've seen, that's talent you don't see every day on the big or small screen.
Damn it, Joan! Hello, Bette.
Plus, Murphy Muse Sarah Paulson shows up ever so briefly but wonderfully as Geraldine Page, and Ron and Nancy Reagan get name-dropped, which is meaty fun in a series full of such bites. However, in another aspect, and to that carnivore nature, Murphy's newest anthology effort for the cabler is also high-wire camp, that frequently loses its footing but entertains enough as the deep animosity between the 2-time Oscar winners Crawford and Davis goes from bitter to bile during the making of their only film together in their long careers. 1962's horror tale of 2 actor sisters locked in battle together, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Action.
Oh, God, I barely touched her.
Did you get it?
It's giving nothing away if you know the real story or not, to say that it all turns into a pure blood-on-the-bricks street brawl in the award season fallout that saw Murphy Dinner Theater troupe newcomer Sarandon's perfectly portrayed Davis nominated for her 3rd Oscar, and Lange's engulfingly embittered Crawford not. But the latter emerges the winner anyway. In a Hollywood today, where sexism, ageism, and divide and conquer are still the status quo, the battles that the then 54-year-old virtually discarded Davis and the broke but still striving 58-year-old Crawford face from the industry and each other are poignant and at the heart of Feud. Unfortunately, that commentary, which is summed up in many ways by Stanley Tucci's Jack Warner when he says, "Would you these broads?" is overwhelmed in the manipulation and machinations of the series' animosity between the 2 actresses and, in real life, a system that wants them to fail in many ways so it can succeed.
We feel like Crawford and Davis may be a little long in the tooth. Why don't we go just a little bit younger?
You want me to work with her again? Are you crazy? Never! Never again!
Which wickedly is, in fact, where even though he's Beverly Hills pool scum in so many ways, the real fun in Feud comes from Tucci as the shamelessly scheming and sexist Warner, full of studio boss power, spite, and string pulling. Add to that a regal Catherine Zeta-Jones as Davis's loyal pal and fellow 2-time Oscar winner Olivia de Havilland, who in both the early 60s era portion of the show and a 1978 documentary segment with Kathy Bates as a salty Joan Bladell that bridges the story that seeds grit and glamour. And that, with its flaws, aspirations, and all, is the target Feud hits so well: grit and glamour, with Susan Sarandon and Jessica Lange showing us all, young and old, how it's really done. And they do it so well.